I think I've really reached my limit here. And once inside, you're greeted with wall-to-wall bodegas. So good. This is way more than I imagined. You gotta come to this Florence market. We are at Mercato Centrale in the center of Florence, steps away from the main train station and the Duomo Cathedral. This gem in the heart of the San Lorenzo neighborhood houses local butchers, produce stands, delis, and yes, stalls boiling up the famous cow stomach. We are gonna eat our way through the market, explore the main floor and the floor above with all the hipster stalls and what should be one of the main stops on your Florence tour, and to find out just how far $20 US can go at Mercato Centrale. And to get here, well, it's pretty simple. If you're coming from the train station, you'll pass through this area heading towards the center in Piazza Repubblica, and you'll see all these vendors, leathers, goods, setting up the shops for the day, and you'll find yourself at Mercato Centrale. And once inside, you're greeted with wall-to-wall bodegas, Italian food greatness nestled into one small space, a food lover's heaven. Posso avere un cappuccino? E quale cornette?
Cornetto crema, vuoto, cocca, mora, cioccolato, pistaccio.
Cornetto cioccolato. Built in the 1800s, 1870 to 1874, at the time when Florence was the capital of Italy, this Mercato Centrale, well, it's a pretty impressive structure. Iron, glass. It looks similar to like a market you'd see in Paris. Everybody thinks of the Duomo, David, Piazzale Michelangelo, but this place, Mercato Centrale, should be on your list, especially if you want to get your hands on some Italian food. Quanto è?
Allora, c'hai un cappuccino e una pasta, vero?
Sì.
4.
Ciao ragazzi. Oh, bam, got the coffee, got the brioche, first stop of the day. €4 that cost. It's gonna be around $4.50. This market, it's open daily, all days except Sunday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Upstairs, it's open till midnight. It's just beautiful to walk around this market. Inside, you'll find butchers, fishmongers, things being sold that you probably never have seen in the United States, like cow's tongue, cow's brain, and cow's stomach. You can find cured meats, cheeses, sauces. At a place like this down here, Perini, they let you sample and taste the things before you buy them. Also, if you look at places like this, you can see plenty of items where you can buy cheeses, but also gifts that you can take home with you from your trip here in Italy. Bam, here we are at the butcher Simone, and he's cutting up the famous bistecca fiorentina. He sells these pieces to restaurants, but just to come here and see them cut up for the steaks that you may later eat at the restaurant. Now this next stop is a must when you're here at Mercato Centrale. It's a rite of passage when you're coming here to Florence. Nerbone. Buongiorno, un panino di lampredotto per favore, classico, di mangiare qua.
Classico. Bene, €5.
All right, so we're ordering a panino, a sandwich with a cow's stomach. This is the lampredotto sandwich, cow stomach on bread. And what sets lampredotto places apart, every place has their own special green sauce. So soft, so delicious. Now cow stomach, or lampredotto, that's the fourth and final stomach of the cow. It's the fourth and final stomach of a cow. And you might be thinking, that's disgusting, that's gross, but try it before you criticize, because this really, it melts in your mouth like butter. It's been in the market since it opened around 1872. They've been serving since, and you'll see, in addition to tourists here, there are many other workers that come in here and get their lampredotto. Just look at that right there. Soft, simple cow stomach. This is one of the must-eats when you're in Florence, along with the bistecca fiorentina and pasta with border ragu sauce. This is a delight. Now there are several different options you can go with when you're here. You can get porchetta, pork, served up on a sandwich or just sliced up on a plate. Lampredotto, that's the one you want to go with. You can get it on a plate or you can get it in the sandwich form, and you can see here with all the juices, the bread is just melting, everything's coming together, and it's a party in my mouth of flavors. I got the spicy sauce, but to be honest, it's not that spicy. So even if you have a low spice intolerance, you can handle this. They're from Florence. They're from a nearby town called Segna, and they've been doing this for over a century now, so you know they know what they're doing. It's so good. Lampredotto in Florence, it's a must.
Carbone, numero uno. Tutto il mondo lo conosce, tutto il mondo.
I've eaten at different Lampredotto places around Florence. I don't know if this is number one, but it's definitely up there at the top. Ciao. Oh. That was greatness, but we still have more to eat. €5 for this, so that's gonna be around almost $6 US. Grazie, lascio qua. Grazie, ciao. That's gonna be around $5.75 US for that Lampredotto, but well worth it. But we don't stop here. We have another place I wanna show you. Okay, the market is getting filled up now. More and more people are coming in. Look at this right here, dried out mushrooms right here. This place is fabulous. This right here is another place I wanna take you to, FN Pasta Fresca. They expanded the place in 2004. You can come here, get 500 grams or 1 kilogram of fresh pasta, take it home, cook it up, or what they have is a takeaway optional, and that's what we're doing now. We're getting fresh pasta to take away. Also avere quello consigliato. There it is! Grazie! And here it is. This is the chef's recommendation today. Ravioli with truffles inside, with a simple oil sauce and some Parmesan sprinkled on top. Yeah, what I like about this, it's no nonsense, simple. You don't have to sit down at a table, you get it to go, and there are a lot of different options on the menu, and you just stand here and eat it. Okay, for €6, this is way more than I imagined. I'm having a hard time getting through this. So if you come here thinking it's a small little sample size plate, forget about it. This is a real size plate of pasta. Ciao, grazie. Oh, so good. Put that place on your list. Fresh pasta in this little corner, this little angolo of the Mercato Centrale. Whoa, where to next? Well, I have one other thing in mind I want to show you before we complete this giro, this tour of the Central Market here in Florence. And it's upstairs. That's the more hipper, cooler area that they renovated, I think around 8 years ago. Down here, you can tell this is where the locals come. This has now been a little bit gentrified, and some of the places set up little benches where they can serve tourists because they see the tourists really love to see the inside makings of an Italian market. Up here, however, we have tables, we have spaces to have a proper lunch or a proper dinner, because keep in mind this place is open until midnight up here. Nice to meet you, Gregor Brown.
Scott.
Scott, where are you from?
Georgia.
Georgia, nice. Yeah. Cool. How many days are you here for?
We came in.
Listen to that.
Bistecca Fiorentina. Si scioglie in bocca.
Right there, that's a piece. Slightly salty, not overcooked. Grazie.
You're welcome.
Ah, gotta come to this Florence market. I think you're gonna spend a little bit more up here, but there are treats to be found. Okay, I think I've really reached my limit here. I've gone to the south in Sicily. I got an arancino, which is a fried rice ball with prosciutto inside. And this little dog right here. Arancino or arancini, well, they're made with leftover rice, balled up, breaded, dipped in hot oil. Sicilian goodness. Now this right here would be a meal on its own. It's filling. You could come here and get this for lunch and you'd be settled fine. This market up here on the second floor, what we call the first floor in Europe, it's full of these stands from all over Italy and indeed from around the world. You can get pasta from Piedmonte, Liguria, you can get American barbecue, there's a Chinese roastery I would recommend, and then there's this place here from Sicily. I think I'm in a food coma. Now what are we looking at here? This is the famous cannolo from Sicily. This is a small cannolo. Basically, this is fried dough on the outside, fresh ricotta cheese, cream squirted inside, and on the ends they dip it in pistachio, well, whatever pistachio is in English. They dip it in some of those crumbles, and it just makes for a delicious treat. Oh, fresh, good. In the South, in Sicily, they have these for breakfast as well. Can you imagine? By the way, if you haven't seen, I'm putting out a regular email newsletter with travel tips and hacks, eating advice like this for Italy, for Europe, and all around the world. There's a link to sign up to the email newsletter downstairs. Oh, Bella Italia. So how far has my $20 US gone inside the Mercato Centrale? Well, stick with me and I'll explain. My advice, what is that? My advice is when you come to this market, spend most of your time down on the ground floor. It's more authentic. You'll get more of that Italian flavor and get to really sample some great Italian treats. And also, I wanted to explain that I have an Italian essential e-guide that you can download, put in your pocket as a PDF, have on your phone for when you're traveling around this great country. And oh yeah, there's also a dining guide as well. You can find the links downstairs to download them. Okay, I did all the calculus and the trigonometry, added it all up, and what did it come to? Well, €3 for the breakfast, €5 for the lampredotto. That was delicious, so worth it. €6 for the fresh pasta, and then another €6 for the Sicilian treats, the arancini, and the cannolo, for a grand total of, did you hear the drum roll? A grand total of €20. Gone over, that's around about $22 US, but it was well worth it to eat all that deliciousness inside the Mercato Centrale. Now, if you want to see a video on eating at the best and worst ranked pizzeria in Florence, well, watch this.